Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, sorry for the graininess. I'm just here on the floor stretching, and I was listening to this podcast by Tim Ferriss. Go to Google, um, search for 25 things I've learned in 2015. Tim Ferriss. I know that's a lot to search. I'll put up the website also on my Facebook page. Tim Ferriss, Tim. Last name is Ferriss, 2 R's and 2S. So the cool thing I've learned from this, and the cool thing about Tim Ferriss is that he also learned from Tony Robbins, who's my favorite self development guru. Um, what I like about Tony Robbins, he's one of those self-development gurus who's read all the other ones previous to him. He's extremely smart. He actually practices what he preaches. And Tony Robbins is one of the few self-development gurus who talks about what you can do, not just changing the way you think, actually changing the state, changing what you do with your mind and your body. Like physically be active, how you can actually, if you want to feel happy, how you could do body language to do things with your body to make yourself happy. Because sometimes in life, we actually have to do the action before we get the emotion. And then once we see the positive effect, now the emotion drives the action. But first, we have to get going. A lot of times in life, if we wait to feel like doing something, we'll never do it. That's the definition of discipline. Doing something when you don't feel like doing it, then you get the results. And then you feel like doing it because you're happy with the results. But a lot of us don't do that. So one thing they say that Tony Robbins talks about, hopefully I'm not quoting this wrong, it's called the Dickens effect. And this is so awesome as I relate to your health and fitness. The Dickens effect, of course, we all know he made the that Scrooge story, the Christmas story. And basically what you're doing, you're looking at, Ghost from Christmas. He's looking at with Scrooge from past, present, and future. And also he talks about don't always look at the prize or the award of action. Look at the price of inaction. And what I like about that, let's relate this to fitness real quick. Let's relate this to fitness. When you decide, am I going to exercise? Am I going to change my diet? Am I going to try to lose this weight? And you have anywhere from 50 or 100 or 200 pounds to lose. I want you to think about this. Look at your past. Look at your past. Let's first start off with the negative, and then we're going to end with the positive. What has being unhealthy has cost you? Look at the hospital bills, the hospital visits. Look at all the times you felt tired or hurt or sore because you just did some light activity, but because you're out of shape, now you can't move. Now you're sore the next 2 days or 3 days, whereas you're more in shape, but it's like, okay, I feel good. The times you hurt yourself or injured yourself because you didn't have mobility or because you're not used to doing a certain simple action. I've seen out of shape people hurt themselves doing some of the most basic things. Think about how your life is today. What's making you unhappy today? Are you tired? Do you get tired just going up the steps? You know, are you out of breath because your belly is so big is in the way when you tie your shoes? That's what's happened with me. Think about the future. Do you think things are going to get better? What happens is if you're overweight now at 25, I could pretty much almost guarantee to a certain extent, and I'm speaking this way as a doctor, I am a certified emergency physician, that at some point you may actually get a heart attack, you may develop diabetes and lose your toes, lose your fingers. So that's your future if you are not healthy. Think about how your life would have been if you were healthy. Think about all the sports you could have participated in. Think about some awards you would have gotten. Think about how many people you could have inspired. Think about the money you could have saved if you're on medication right now. Think about that heart attack or stroke you could have avoided. Let's do present if you're healthy. Think about all the fun things you could do now. Think about all the races and runs that your friends are going to that you could go to now. Think about all the times at the beach where you wanted to get in the water, but you were embarrassed because you don't want to be seen with your shirt off. That's me. I used to literally go to swimming pools and keep my shirt on. My wife, take off your shirt. No, that's because that's when I was overweight and I had man boobs. I didn't like the way I look now. My wife complains because I can't keep my shirt on. So think about what's happening now. Think about the future of your healthy. Think about all the future races and inspiration. Think about all the fun things you could do. Think about all the things you can enjoy without hurting yourself. Because why? Because you have a fitness life, a healthier lifestyle where you're able to move, where you're able to have fun, where you have full range of motion because you're doing a program, whether it's something else or Beachbody, which is why I want to be your coach, where you're actually learning to move. Okay. So think about when you're trying to make a decision to be healthy or anything in life, whether it's an entrepreneurial endeavor, think about the cost of inaction, what that inaction has cost you in the past, or being unhealthy has cost you in the past, present, and future, and think about what if you did. What if you did adopt a healthy lifestyle? Think about how your life would have been different in the past, how it would be different now if you were healthy, and think about once you lose 200 pounds, 50 pounds or 100 pounds, how your life will be different in the future. Think about it. Just think about it. And the choice is easy. Move your butt. Do something. Whether you go to the gym, adopt me as your beach body coach or what, do something.